Hey guys, today I want to talk about the biggest mistakes that people make when you are having your sales conversations, because I see this all the time. Communication, I have something I call the communication equation, which I will bring to you guys. I haven't taught that to you yet here, but it's something that I use with my clients, and it is really powerful. It is honestly one of the biggest reasons that I was able to create a billion-dollar business. And it continues to be a billion-dollar business to this day. This wasn't like a flash in the pan sort of thing. It has been a beautiful, beautiful experience. But I will tell you that your conversation with your potential customers, your customers, the people that you're marketing to, it makes a huge difference how you talk to them. This is why we split test everything we do. Whether you're online, whether you're offline, it doesn't matter. We're split testing. We're split testing all the time. So for example, sales reps who have live conversations, or maybe they have phone calls, they are doing the same type of split testing as we do online in our online marketing, in our funnels. But and people tend to think that, well, we're doing two different things. Actually, we're not. We're not doing two different things. And if you're thinking, wait, Teresa, because I'm not into sales, I want to grow my business, you are making a huge mistake in thinking that you are not a salesperson. You are a salesperson because you need to sell your product. And I know, like, when I say that, it's so easy to go, well, duh, of course. But we don't like to think of ourselves think of ourselves as salespeople, because it has a bad connotation to it. People had a bad association with entrepreneurs, and now it is becoming a cool, hip thing to do. Just realize that sales, that is what drives our business growth. It's huge. It's fun. And when you learn how to do it right, when you learn the skills, it is powerful, and your business will grow exponentially. So what I want to do is show you the three biggest mistakes that you do not want to make in your sales conversations. This means in your sales copy, in your funnels, in your emails. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, whether it's live or online. In your conversations with people, this absolutely, you need to remember these three things. And I want you to know that this information this comes from data that was actually analyzed. It was a data science team at gong.io. They have analyzed sales conversations with millions, over 1 million sales conversations. They've analyzed it with machine learning, with artificial intelligence for nearly 2 years. And I'm going to show you what they found, because it is unbelievable. And it proves out what I've been doing, and it shows why what I do actually works. So the number one is talking more than 46% of the time. Now that's easy to figure out what is that in your copy or in your verbal conversation, it doesn't matter. It needs to feel to your client, to your prospective customer, like they are the ones talking. So remember, we've talked off and on about pains and desires in the sales copy. When you are talking in a way that makes them feel heard, that is them talking. That counts as them talking. The part where you are explaining something or telling them about you or your story or your thing, then that is considered theirs. Now there's a fine line, and this is why people have such a hard time figuring this out online, is because what if I'm telling a story? Let's say I'm doing, in my emails, I'm doing a soap opera sequence. If I'm doing a soap opera sequence, I'm telling my story. You're like, okay, well, how do I have them talk 46% of the time? The way that works is, if it is about you and you're telling your story, if the way you're telling your story is all for them, because it's about creating an emotion inside of them, then that is them talking. That's what that's considered, okay? Because what they found in the research is that the people who were trying to get the conversions, the ones that were talking more than 46% of the time, they ended up not having, their sales were down significantly. So that means that we need to be listening. In our online copy, it needs to feel to the customer like we're listening. It needs to feel to the person that we're trying, our possible dream client, our dream audience. It needs to feel like we are listening. And that means that we're listing for at least 54% of what is in there. And the mid-range performers who did not perform as well, who they didn't get as many conversions, they would talk for up to 68% of the time. And the poorest performers were even worse than that. So just remember, in your copy, you need to make sure, and live, in your live sales conversations, you need to make sure that you are listening, or the content you're giving feels like they are being heard for at least 54% of the time. The second one is discussing the price too soon. Doesn't matter if you're doing a webinar. It doesn't matter if you're doing something in someone's home. It doesn't matter if you're doing a live presentation. Doesn't matter. You need to make sure that you don't bring up the price too soon. The data is clear on this one. If you talk about the price during the first third of the sales situation, where whether you're doing a big live event, or you're doing a small class in someone's home, or you're in your mail, you're doing your sales copy, it doesn't matter. You have got to make sure that the pricing comes up at just the right time. Now, I do have a special training that I do. I want to kind of give a caveat right here, because there's a training that I do. In fact, I just taught my high ticket clients recently, but I was teaching them there's one way that you can bring up the price right at the beginning, and it works really awesome. In fact, the close rate is extremely high. The conversions are very high. But unless you really know what you're doing, you need to make sure that the price is not brought up too soon. Okay. And the number 3 is when you discuss features and technology and talk about the product, and instead of the value to the customer. You need to make sure it's all about the benefit to them. If you are talking about, well, this is what the product does, and our company is the best because this and this and this, and you know, we've been featured in these magazines. If that's what you're talking about, then, and you're not telling the value that it is to them, what are they going to get out of it? That's what they want to know. What am I going to get out of it? So spend more time on the value for them and less on the features, and talking about the things that what's in it for me, what makes me look good. So here are 2 pieces of information that they actually give that you can use when you're doing this, because the most successful sales converters, they spend up to 52% more time talking about the value for the customer than the people who don't get as many conversions. So that's huge. And the second thing is they spend up to 39% less time talking about the features and what's so awesome about me, what's so awesome about my company, than those same peers. So that's what makes the difference. And those are the 3 things I want you to remember. Number 1 is talking too much. Number 2, discussing the price too soon. And number 3 is talking about features and what's in it, like all about you instead of what's in it for them. So be thinking about that as you do your sales copy, as you are working in your business, and look at it in every single aspect. I don't care if it's your emails. I don't care if you have a customer that walks through your door because you're brick and mortar. I don't care. Pay attention and notice what's happening as you change the way you communicate with them. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.